Hello everyone and welcome to Meole Church of England Primary School and Nursery. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Henry Bray and it's my privilege to be the head teacher here. Ordinarily at this time of the year we would be welcoming you all into school to have a meeting to find a little bit more out about us in readiness for your child starting in reception in September. But unfortunately, obviously, we've not been able to do that because of the restrictions we've currently got in place because of the virus in terms of the number of people we're allowed to welcome into the building and having visitors onto the site. So instead, we have put together this video package with all of that information in it. Now, there is a lot of information within this video, but the idea is that you should be able to obviously pause it and stop it and read things off the screen whenever you need to and refer back to it as and when you need to as well. You should have already received from us a pack with some forms and some information, and if you haven't already done so, please could you fill those forms in and return them to the school office as soon as you're able to. You can either pop them in the post or come and drop them off at reception for us. Now within this video you will meet several members of staff, including and importantly Miss Morris, our Early Years Foundation Stage Leader and the Seahorses class teacher, along with Miss Coles, who is the Starfish class teacher. You'll also get to see and meet our wonderful administration team. Mrs. Holloway will talk you through some of the details on a couple of the slides, and also Mrs. Lakin, our deputy head teacher. If there is anything you are unsure of after you've watched this video or you've got any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us in the school office. You can speak to any one of us and we should be able to help you and point you in the right direction. But I'm going to hand over now to Miss Morris, who's going to talk you through the first bits of information. I am so excited to have you all joining us, and I just wanted to say and let you all know, those of you who maybe don't know, our three school core values are community, perseverance and respect. Community has been so important to us this past term and over the last half a year or so particularly, and I just wanted to say we are so excited to welcome you all into our school community, whether you are your child is joining from our nursery or from a different setting. We're so excited to have them and so pleased to have you all and the whole family as part of our community. But as I said, I'll hand over to Miss Morris now, who will talk you through the first pieces of information. Welcome, thank you.
Hello everybody. I would like to start with a message for all of the boys and girls first of all. My name is Miss Morris and I am a teacher for Seahorses class, and I work next door to the lovely Miss Coles, who is the teacher for Starfish, and we are both so excited to meet you. Now, I know we haven't been able to do any of our usual visits like we normally do, but we cannot wait to meet you. I don't want you to worry that you haven't been to school yet, because you will soon settle down. Both myself and Miss Coles and all of the other lovely people who work in Seahorses and Starfish in school are here to help you. We're going to help you settle down, to learn, to be happy and to have some fun. Hello, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about what happens when we arrive in the mornings at school. So school starts at 8:45. So if you head towards the early years playground, up the sloped area to the blue double doors at the top, which open up into the reception class cloakrooms, and there you can help your child find their peg where they can leave their coat and their PE kit and their bag if they have one. We have a separate trolley in the corridor to store packed lunches. The children will need to bring a filled water bottle, just filled with plain water, labelled with their name, into the classroom every day so that they can have a drink whenever they want to. and if it runs out, as it often does when we're having some hot weather, we just refill it for them throughout the day. So when you come into school in the morning, there will be a member of staff on the doors where you can pass on any messages, or if you feel that you need an appointment, you could go round to the main office to make that. Initially, while the children are settling, I know it can be a little bit of a worrying time. Sometimes it's more worrying for the grown-ups than it is for the children, but you're welcome to come round into the classroom with them for a little while and help them choose an activity to settle down first thing in the morning. In the first week at school, you can either choose for your child to stay for the whole day or to be collected after lunch at 1:15. So starting school can be a little bit of a tiring time for some children. And if you feel like they would be better just doing mornings and lunches to start with, that option is there for you to choose. So you know your child best. You're the best one to decide how well you think they would cope with a full day. All we ask is that if you are collecting them earlier, after lunch at 1:15, if you could just let us know on that day. These are our normal morning procedures. If there are any changes to those for September, we will let you know a little bit closer to the time. You may be wondering what your child will be doing with us at school all day. So we provide a balance of learning opportunities, and we use our indoor and our outdoor environments for all of the activities that we have for the children. And the activities will cover all 7 areas of the early years foundation stage. And it's this early years foundation stage which gives the children the secure foundations for all of their later learning. In a typical morning in Seahorses and Starfish, we would work in small groups led by an adult, and the groups would have activities that would be based around communication, maths, writing, reading and phonics. So phonics is the systematic programme of learning sounds that the children will use to help them read and to write. In the afternoons, the activities will include sessions on personal, social and emotional skills, physical skills, understanding of the world and expressive arts and design. And throughout the day, there are lots of opportunities for the children to select their own activities and decide for themselves what they would like to be doing. So we call these sessions child initiated, and we build these in regular sessions throughout the day. Each of the classes will also have a weekly session in our forest school area, and they'll also do a PE session. I'm going to talk to you for a little while about reading. Reading is a really vital skill that will just open up a whole world of learning and discovery for your child. So from school, your child will bring a reading book home each week. This will be what we call a decodable book. So it will have the sounds in that your child has been learning so that they can start to sound out the words and begin to read. The reading book will be accompanied by a reading diary for school and for home to complete with details of your child's reading. So it builds up a really important record of their reading. The reading book from school will be changed every Friday, but we ask that the reading book and the reading diary are brought to school every single day, please, so that we can hear your child read whenever we need to. Most children choose to keep their reading book and their diary in a school book bag, and these can be purchased from school, or we can give the children a plastic wallet to keep them inside. At school, we'll support your child's reading skills individually by hearing them read just by themselves, and within twice weekly group sessions. We call these guided group sessions, and they are always led by an adult. We find that learning to read is best done little and often. So if you can set aside a few minutes each day, 5 to 10 minutes, to help your child and support them with their reading at home, it will make a massive difference to how well that they can read and how well their skills progress. We will talk in more detail about how you can help your child with reading and about all of the other areas of the early years foundation stage in a meeting in September that we call a curriculum meeting. So we'll let you know when your child starts when that will be happening. We have several systems in place to let you know how your child is doing throughout the year. The first one, of course, is that we would just talk to you each day, let you know how they're getting on. One of the main ways that we record how children are doing is by making written observations and taking photographs of your child and their work. We record these in a book called A Learning Journey. And the children will also have a writing book and a maths book. All of the children's learning journeys are kept in the corridor outside the classroom, so they're available for you to look at any time that you would like to. And we'd also really welcome any contributions from yourselves at home. So anything that you've noticed that your children are doing at home, you can make into little notes or photographs to put inside the learning journey. So it might be things that they've achieved or things that you've noticed that they can suddenly do that they couldn't do before. Anything that you're proud of, so we can pop them inside, and then the learning journey forms a complete record of their learning and their development both at school and at home. Every child will have an early years foundation stage profile, and that will have details of the child's progress throughout the year, and we'll share this with you in our parents' meetings. The children during the first few weeks in the first half term at school will spend a short time with their own class teacher to complete some practical tasks. These tasks are from the National Reception Baseline Assessment, and they just help establish where the children are with their learning and their development at the beginning of the year. The children who had to go with these last year really enjoyed the tasks. They were nice practical activities. At the end of every day, our usual pick-up place is by the same doors where children enter school in the morning, by the cloakrooms. So the double doors will be unlocked at 3 o'clock, and you can come through the doors and then wait outside the seahorse and starfish classrooms. We'll stand by the doors, and when we see you or the other adult who is collecting your child, we call out the children's names. They then come up to the door and we can hand them over nice and safely directly to you. If your child's been collected by someone different on one day, can you please let us know in the morning who that is going to be, because we're unable to let them go with anyone else that we've not had permission for. And also we can only let children be released to go home with people who are 16 years or over. So it's really helpful if they're going with someone different, if you could just let us know every morning, and then we can just make sure that all of the children stay nice and safe.
Hello everybody, and for those of you who don't know me yet, I am Miss Coles, and I am the very lucky lady who gets to teach Starfish class. Now, can I start off just by saying a massive hello to all of those boys and girls who are going to be starting with us in September. Miss Morris and I are so excited to meet you, so excited to get to know you, and so excited that we get to spend a whole year with you having lots and lots of fun. Now, I know in an ideal world, we would have already met each other and already started to get to know each other. But please don't worry at all. Miss Morris and I and the rest of our team will do absolutely everything that we can to make sure that when September comes around, you have the most positive and the happiest start to the year that you possibly can. We can't wait to welcome you and your grown-ups to our school community and to get started on playing and learning and exploring and having fun together. So roll on September, I say. Now then, my job today is to talk you through a few key bits of information you'll need to know in preparation for September. First of all, can I point you towards your starting school booklet? This is the booklet in your pack that's got a front cover like the one you can see on the slide. And in here, you will find all the bits of information you need to get started and to get ready for September. Over the next few slides, I'm just going to elaborate on a few of these in a bit more detail. Okay, where should I park when I get to school? Now, as a healthy school, we encourage as many children as possible to walk or to cycle to school if they can. And there are bike sheds available on the school site for you to store any bikes or scooters in during the school day. Now, obviously, this won't be possible for everybody, and if you do have to drive to school, then we ask that you make use of our Park and Stride scheme. Now, this comprises of a car park, which is a short distance from the main school site, a bit nearer to the church. And here you can park safely and then use one of the footpaths to walk to the main school site. We ask that you steer clear of the zigzag lines outside the front of school, and please make sure that you don't come into the staff car park and try to park in there, because our aim is to reduce as much traffic flow as possible outside the front of school to make sure it's as safe as it possibly can be for your children as they arrive at school. Now, these are our normal arrangements for drop-off. If anything is different in September as a result of the current climate, then we will let you know nearer to the time. If your child has a bump or any kind of accident while they're with us at school, which, as we know, is bound to happen at some point, then they will be attended to by one of our qualified school first aiders. If your child has had any kind of first aid administered during the school day, then we'll let you know by sending them home with a bump note. And on here it will detail what happened to them and what we did to help them feel a bit better. Now, on top of this, if your child bumps their head during the school day, we will also put a sticker on their t-shirt or on their school jumper. And this is to alert you to the fact that they've had this kind of bump and that you might need to be keeping a closer eye on them just to make sure that they're okay. Now, of course, if your child has a more serious incident at school, we will do our very best to get in touch with you straight away and to involve you in what's going on. And because of this, it is so important that you keep us up to date with all of your emergency contact details so that we know that we can get in touch with you if we need to. Likewise, we also really appreciate it if you can keep us on top of all of your child's medical needs. So any allergies or anything extra that they might need or that we might need to be aware of to make sure that we can look after them properly whilst they're with us in school. What food and drink can you send in for snack or for packed lunches? Now then, as a healthy school, we encourage all of our children to have fresh fruit for their morning snack. Now in reception, we're really lucky because we have access to free fresh fruit and a free carton of fresh milk every day for every child. Now, if you know that your child has got particular fruit that they do definitely like and you know that they'll eat, by all means, send that in for them. That's absolutely fine. We do just ask that you pop it into a labelled tub so we know that it belongs to them and that no one else tries to eat it. As well as their fresh milk, we also encourage all children to have a labelled water bottle with them in school every day. And of course, if they finish their water during the school day, we can top it up for them, no problem at all. But as part of our healthy school policy, we do ask that it's filled with water and not a fizzy drink, juice or squash. Now, reception children also have access to free school meals, but if you know that your child would rather have a packed lunch, that's absolutely fine. Again, we just ask that you send it in a labelled lunchbox and that you make it fit with our healthy school policy. So this means a nice, balanced, nourishing meal that will be enough to keep them going through the afternoon and that has a limited number of processed or sort of treaty foods in there. 1 or 2 is absolutely fine. We just want to make sure that they've got a nice balanced meal to set them up for the rest of the day in school. Okay, what does my child need to wear for PE? Now, we will have one definite session of PE or physical development a week, but the day that we do this on will vary week to week depending on what else we're learning about that week. We also find that we do lots more than this one session, but they're little bits of sessions that crop up at different times, depending on what else we're learning and depending on what evolves naturally from what's going on in the classroom. So to cater for this, we ask that the children have their PE kit in school every day, and that way that they're ready to roll whenever we might do some physical development work with them. So the best thing to do is to bring it in on a Monday, leave it on their pegs, and then you can take it home on a Friday for a freshen up if you'd like to. So their PE kits should comprise of black or blue shorts, a good pair of trainers, and then for the winter months, tracksuit or some nice warm joggers or a jumper, because we will go outside at any opportunity. So obviously we want them to be warm. Now, t-shirt wise, they can have a white t-shirt or a t-shirt that matches their house colour. So you will be informed which house your child is in, and then depending on the house, that'll tell you which colour t-shirt they should have. All right. We ask that anything you send them in to put on for PE is nice and easy for them to get changed into. So things like elasticated waists, no buttons, no zips, anything like that that you can manage just makes it easier for them to get changed independently. Things like trainers, if they can be Velcro or pull-on trainers rather than laces, it just makes it easier for them. Likewise, if you can label all parts of their PE kit for us, just makes it easier to guarantee that you get all of your PE kit back at the end of the day, because as you can imagine, getting 28 children changed all in one go, PE kit can tend to get a bit muddled up, so labels on clothes would be fabulous. Now, as a school in general, we have a no jewellery policy, with the exception of them being able to wear a watch, or if they've got their ears pierced, they can wear some small stud earrings. Now, they will need to be able to take their earrings out for a PE lesson, or if they're freshly pierced, then you need to send them in with a little bit of micropore or a plaster that they can put over their earring to make sure that they can keep safe and not risk any injury from someone catching their earring whilst we're completing our activities. Visits and visitors to the school. Now then, we make the most of any opportunity to be able to get the children out and about and experiencing something firsthand. So an educational visit or a school trip is one of the very best ways to do this. Last year, for example, we all went to Attingham Park and we explored some mini beasts and their natural habitats there. We also love inviting people into our school and into our classrooms so we can learn from them in school as well. So we've had people like the paramedics come and see us and they brought an ambulance with them. We've had nurses come to see us, all sorts of things going on. Another thing we like to try and do is explore our immediate local community as much as we can as well. So for example, we might go for a walk down to our local church and explore the building and learn all about the things that happen in there. For these kind of trips that are close to home, you will find a general permission slip in your packs. Now, if you could fill this in for us, that means that we can take the children out into the immediate environment any day and not have to pester you for permission every time that we want to do that. But then if we want to go on a bigger trip further afield, so for example, the one to Attingham Park, you would get much more detailed information about that kind of trip nearer to the time, and that would have a separate consent form to it. Okay. Now, it might be that there are some parents and carers amongst you who are sat there thinking, oh, I've got some fabulous skills that I could take into school to show the children. And that is something else we love too. We love welcoming parents in who can share their skills with us as well. So if you think you've got something you'd like to share, just come and have a word with me or Miss Morris, and we can definitely set that up. Now, obviously, things might be a bit different initially with the current climate that we're in, but we will do our best throughout the year to make the most of any of these opportunities as they arise. Okay then, and then lastly from me, what are the key things that you could be doing with your children to have them as ready as possible for starting school with us in September? So experience has told us that there are a few things that if your children can do these, then they'll be starting in a really strong position in September. And these are things like being able to dress themselves after we've got changed from PE, being able to put on their own coat and fasten it up, being able to go to the toilet and wipe themselves clean, being able to put on their own shoes, being able to use a knife and fork at lunchtime, and then being able to recognise and begin to form some of the letters in their names. Now, obviously, we appreciate that all children are different, and all of your children are going to be at different stages of being on their way to being able to complete these jobs. And of course, our most important job as their teachers will be to help them with any of these things that they're not quite able to do yet. So please don't think that these are a list of essentials, and if we can't tick them off, then we're going to say, sorry, no, off you go. Of course, we will do everything that we can to help your children develop these skills if they're not in place already. But any practicing that you can be doing to get them ready and well on their way to being able to do these things will set them up brilliantly for starting school with us in September. Okay, that is everything from me. Again, can I just say how excited I am to meet you all in September and to get started. Have a brilliant summer, and I will look forward to seeing you then.
Hello again everyone. I now just wanted to introduce you to our dedicated office staff. At the top there you can see Mrs. Holloway, our school business manager, and beneath her picture there you'll see Mrs. Meadows and Mrs. Briley, our administrators. These ladies obviously have a lot of contact with parents at the front office and will help you with all manner of things throughout the day and each term. There's some information on the screen there about what to do if your child is absent from school due to illness or for any other reason, and obviously we just ask that you contact us in the office to let us know and the reasons for the absence. On that note, there's some information on the screen here about different medical conditions your child may have, including allergies, and what to do if you've got a medical appointment, or your child, I should say, has got a medical appointment. We do ask, as it says there, that you try wherever possible to avoid making those appointments during the school day and look for them after school or during school holidays, but we understand of course that that's not always possible, and if it means that a child needs to be taken out of school at any time for an appointment, obviously we just ask that you let us know in advance. The information there is really important about asthma and allergies in particular, so you might want to pause the video at this time just to make sure you've read all of that carefully and you understand everything within this slide. If there's any questions, again, please just give us a call. To give you a little bit more information now, I'm going to hand over to our Deputy Head, Hayley Lakin, who will tell you a bit more about some of the administration team and the things that you'll need to do in preparation for September.
Hello, my name's Mrs. Lakin and I'm lucky enough to be Deputy Head at Meole Primary School. Now, the administration team, Mrs. Holloway, Mrs. Briley and Mrs. Meadows, will help you set up our online payment system, School Money. Here you can pay for extended school provision, uniform and school meals. They will have sent you a leaflet with more details about this and with information about our text messaging service. Our favourite part of the school day, and a favourite part for lots of the children, will be lunchtime, and ordinarily we will offer a wide range of healthy cooked lunches cooked by and prepared by our kitchen staff. We have a 3-week cycle of lunch menus and these can be found on our school website, and meals cost £2.20. Now, due to changes in the way schools are working as a result of the pandemic, we are currently offering packed lunches as opposed to hot dinners, and anticipate that this will continue in September as children will eat in their classrooms and remain within their year group bubbles. We'll still offer a choice in terms of a healthy sandwich filling, and children will be able to choose their choice of filling when they come into school every morning. All children in reception, Year 1 and Year 2 are entitled to a free meal called Universal Infant Free School Meals, so paying for meals will not start for children until Year 3. Further information regarding meals can be found on this slide, so you may want to stop the slide and take a few moments to read before you click on to the next page. I'll pass you on to Mrs. Holloway now, and she will talk to you a little bit about school uniform, but I'd like to say goodbye and I look forward to meeting you and your children very soon. Bye.
Hello everybody, my name is Sandra Holloway. Now this slide is showing you pictures of our uniform. Now normally we'd be happily allowing you to try all of this on during our induction morning, but due to the situation we find ourselves in, we are just trying to arrange it a little bit differently for you. So you can see what we've got in school for sale and the prices on them. Now you can ring up school to place your order and arrange a time to collect it until the end of term, which is the 17th of July. If you find you've chosen the wrong size, that's absolutely not a problem at all. Just give us a call and we can exchange your sizes for you, and we'll look forward to hearing from you. Hello, this slide is giving you a little bit more information about our extended schools facilities. So that's Breakfast Club, Lighthouse and Sandcastles. We have nursery reception in Year 1 going to Sandcastles, which is held in the nursery room, and then Year 2 through to Year 6 going to Lighthouse, which is a demountable building at the back of the school here. It's staffed by our teaching assistants. We ask you please reserve places on our school money site, which lets us know they're going there really. It's a really useful way to tell us that we're expecting them really. So we register them in at 3 o'clock and register them in at 8 o'clock in the morning. You may, as part of your work, have childcare vouchers through an employment scheme. We can accept some of those vouchers too, so if you need further information, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Hello again everyone. That brings us now to the end of our video, and I just wanted to say, as you can see on the screen there, a big thank you to you all for listening, and thank you also parents, carers, for your patience and understanding with the current situation and circumstances. Obviously we wish we could be welcoming you into school to share this information with you in person, but it's just not possible at present. But we will get there, we will get back to the point where we're able to have parents and carers come into school, and we will be looking forward to seeing you all in September. We know that the best way for all children to learn, grow and develop is when schools and parents, carers are working in partnership, and I really look forward to working closely with all of you To the children, I just wanted to say we are so excited to see you in September. We cannot wait to get started, and we're going to have so much fun learning together. Thank you everyone for your time again, and as I said before, if you need anything, if there's anything you think we can do, because we know that this time of your child starting school properly in reception in September is so important and such a significant moment for you all. So if there's anything we can do to make it easier, please just let us know. But for now, thank you and bye-bye. See you soon.